Forget OpenAI, Apple might be working on its own AI pin. Apple was, for a long time, for many years now, seemingly like they were behind in the AI race because they haven't really spent a lot of their time and their money developing AI like all the other tech companies have. Every other tech company is pouring hundreds of billions of dollars into tech infrastructure for developing frontier models. Facebook, Google, obviously OpenAI, Anthropic, all of the companies, and Microsoft. And Apple's really just been sitting back. And obviously, it's not because they don't have the money or the talent. They can do anything that they want to do. And the question is really, why didn't they really pursue that? And now, maybe it was a mistake. Maybe they didn't think it was a big deal or something worth pursuing. Maybe they just wanted to focus on what they've always been good at, which is selling great products, like physical products, into the world. That's why most people use iPhones and AirPods and Macs, and um, that's what they're great at. They're great at design. And OpenAI has been talking for some time about launching their own device. There's been rumors about whether or not they're going to use a pen or something that you can wear. Obviously, Google does Google Glasses, which I was watching an interview with Demis Hassabis, and he was saying that the next version of Google Glasses with Gemini 3 will be coming probably this summer, 2026. So that's pretty exciting. The wearables market is really kind of exploding, but this is really interesting coming from Apple because this AI pin, it's talking about two cameras, three microphones, a speaker for audio playback, physical button, wireless charging capabilities. So obviously it's going to be something that you wear, and I think wearables is going to be the future. Now, obviously wearables is not something new. We've had wearables for a long time. We've had Apple Watches for many, many years. We've had a lot of devices that we wear. We've had Google Glasses. We've had VR headsets. But I think now that AI is getting smart enough to really become sort of a personal assistant, I think you're going to see more wearables enter the marketplace that are actually going to be like an assistant that you can keep on you at all times. Now, the differences between the glasses and the pin are very interesting because where Google's going to take that approach of glasses, that's obviously going to be a game changer in terms of, you wearing the glasses, it can give you directions as you walk around town. You can look at a building and it can tell you what the history of that building is. You could be making a recipe with both hands and it can be telling you, okay, now mix this, add that. And it's going to be very intuitive to wear. But the problem is, does everyone want to wear glasses all the time? Are we going to shift to a world where 100% of people are wearing glasses, even people with perfect vision, because that's the way that the wearables AI assistants are most useful? But I do love the form factor of just wearing a little pin around you like that because it's obviously something that's a little more less noticeable, and you don't even notice you have it on, and then it can be just there as needed. You can ask it a question anytime and just be really, like less intrusive. Obviously, Apple, they're going to be, if all these rumors are true and what they're working on is correct, which it seems like it is at this point, and they launch a device that is a wearable AI pin assistant type of thing, they're gonna make it cool and they're gonna make it a fashion piece that people will feel like they have to have, right? I mean, imagine this on a business person or, anybody really. It's gonna do what Apple always does. They always find a way to make you feel like you're not cool if you don't have that. And I know people that love Apple, I know people that hate Apple, but everybody knows that that's pretty much true, and that's why they're so successful. If Apple's great at anything, they have this ability to make you feel like you are not in the cool kids club if you don't have that device, that thing, right? And like a lot of people from Android or, Samsung users, Google phone users, lots of other devices out there that are really great and have a lot of great features. And, I'll read posts about Apple has this feature, and then someone will always be in the comments like, yeah, we had that like 3 years ago on Samsung's, right? So it's not like, Apple always does the best things, but they somehow find a way to make it the coolest. And I don't see this as going to be any different, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if they sell tens of millions of these, right? And I don't know if you heard, they actually launched a partnership with Google Gemini. So they are partnered with Google Gemini as that's actually going to be their brand. So maybe it's a smart play for Apple. They didn't spend any money at all really building all this infrastructure, training the models, developing their own AI. Maybe they will. But at least in the short term, they're going to have a partnership with Google where Google Gemini will be the brain. That'll be the actual AI, which is actually going to make things like Siri and their devices that much more intelligent. And then obviously that's going to be integrated into this wearables device. Now, I think probably this is obviously small. I don't think this can do a lot of computing. This will probably be paired with your phone, so it would probably require your phone to run. So if my guess would be that it would probably send images and signals, whatever it collects from the cameras and the microphones and things like that to your phone, which would be in your pocket probably, which would do the processing. Um, or look things up online and that sort of thing, because this is probably too small, at least at this point, to do any major computing. I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know. Technology is getting better all the time. I mean, maybe they can put small chips in there and be able to do a lot of computing. But from what I can tell, it seems like it probably would need to pair with your phone. But we're getting closer all the time to that sort of Jarvis future, which I think is inevitable. I tell people that we won't be using computers and the internet much longer. I think like there probably will be always some purpose for it, just the same way some people still do go get a book in the library, even though it's really not, necessary. You don't need to do that anymore. But maybe some people still do. And maybe some people will still go on the computer and look up things. But I think that's sort of going to become an old model very soon because what do you use the internet for? Like I'm saying practically, not in terms of like entertainment or fun, but I'm saying when you really need to do something. You use it for looking up information, use it for like reviews or okay, like what's like say you're in a new city and you're like where are we going to eat? You look up restaurants. You'd have to go on your phone or go on your computer and you'd look up restaurants, read some reviews. Oh, this place looks good. All that's going to happen without actually needing to go on your phone or your computer very soon because you'll be able to ask your AI pin, what are some good restaurants around here? And it would say, oh, these are the top three most best reviewed restaurants in blank city that you're in. And you might be asking, well, I'd like to look at the food. What about if other pictures of the food? Well, that's where the wearables like Google Glasses come in, where it can show you a couple images and you'll probably be able just to swipe with your hand in the air like that and look through a few images and go, oh, that looks delicious. I'm going to let's go there. And then you would just instantly say, send me directions to that restaurant. And seamlessly, it will start guiding you to that restaurant, whether you're driving, walking, whatever. Right. Obviously, if you're driving, it will probably know to send that direction to your car maps display. And if you're walking, it will just guide you as you walk. Like you'll be seeing it in your glasses. It'll say turn here and you turn on that street. So I think wearables is the future of interacting with the internet. And I'm really curious to see what Apple does if they've been sort of a sleeping giant and they're going to make a big play here. And just like with their AirPods became their number one selling device of all time and they make the most money on it, obviously, because it's super small and they sell it for a lot of money, and it probably cost them like a few dollars to make that, and then they sell it for hundreds. The pin is going to be the same way because the phone they do sell for expensive, but it's expensive to make a phone, so like way more than an AirPod. So the pin's probably going to be the same way. So they'll probably sell tens of millions of these. Everyone's going to wear them. Everyone's going to want to be this cool person and this fashion statement that shows up. Yeah, I got the AI pin. That's my guess at this time anyway. And then Google Glasses say they're going to launch sometime summer 2026. We'll see what's going to happen. I mean, are you guys excited about wearables? Do you think it's like exciting about, what are we going towards, like a more like kind of Jarvis, like Iron Man type of future where you see things in front of you and can ask it anything anytime? It's like a personal assistant that just lives on you with you. Do you find it kind of weird? Do you feel like that's going to be too much? Because I mean, people already complain about people being on their phones all the time, and now it's going to just be 24/7 with the glasses on. So what do you think? Drop a comment. Let me know what you think about wearables technology and where things are headed.